Good evening, it's Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and it is Make It Monday. I am recording this early Monday morning because I was notified yesterday that our electricity will be out at 11 o'clock today for some reason. So I'm trying to get this done quickly and get it uploaded because this is a pre-recorded stream because tonight is a class night. So I so appreciate you joining me. I hope that you will leave comments and let me know that you're here because that's always helpful. If you have questions, I will be coming back later to address any questions that you have and to see who joined me and see your comments. So it really means a lot to me when you comment and share. All right, so first of all, we have amazing news. This has not happened in forever. Like, I don't think we've ever had a sale of this magnitude. So starting tomorrow, November 15th through the 18th, please don't miss this. Too many times people miss the sales, and they're like, oh shoot, I missed that. I'm going to try to remind you. So I will be sending an email out probably tonight or tomorrow, hopefully by tonight, with all of these details, but you get them first. November 15th to 18, 10% off all punches in the annual, this is all in the annual catalog. That's the big catalog. 15% off all stamps, except for host stamps, of course. 20% off all dies. 20% off all embossing folders. 20% off all non-specialty designer papers. So they just, if they say specialty, then it's not on sale, okay? But all the other papers are on sale. Now, really important, you are not going to purchase a bundle, because a bundle only gives you 10% off of both the die and the punch, or the stamps and the dies, or the stamps and the punches. So make sure that you're ordering everything individually, because stamp sets are 15% off, dies are 20% off. It is amazing. Okay, now here's the host code and link. If you are placing an order under 150, please don't use the host code if the order is over 150, because that will keep you from getting hostess benefits. So I really want you to get host benefits if your order is 150 or more. And of course, if your order is over 40, you qualify for the class projects, which are what I'm going to show you tonight. And then orders of $50 or more, of course, get a heart on my frequent shopper sheet. And when you collect 10 hearts, you get $30 off of your order. So, okay, so we're using the Grassy Grove bundle, which I'm excited to say is in the annual catalog. So guys, you can get these on sale. What did I say? 15% off of stamps, 20% off of dies. So what a great bargain. If you don't have this set, this is one you're going to want to add to your supplies, because it is just incredible, as we'll see today. I didn't use any of the trees in this card, but I do want to show you, if you remember the video that I did on this fall decor project, I did use the trees, the deer, and the background for this. And just let me mention really quickly, I do have one of these kits remaining. I sold them at my craft show. Actually, I think I might have more than one. I think I might have 3. They are $30 a piece, and you get all the pieces that you need to create this beautiful fall decor. So just message me, let me know if you would like one of those. I don't have those. I don't have that order posted anywhere. Okay, so this is the card that we're making, and I'm using soft succulent cardstock, and all we did was use that cutout piece for the front of this card. Let me go ahead and fold this, and let me get my bone folder. I see that this piece of paper is going to be a pain, so let me just, I want to use this pad of paper. So, okay, here we go. Now I'm ready. This helps me to see if I'm straight or not on the camera, if I've bumped it. All right, so I used some gorgeous paper from the holiday catalog, so it's not available for the sale, but it's the Lights of Glow specialty paper. And so this one I used a black with gold stars. I also used, I'm going to use this one for this card because it's beautiful. I also thought that this green one, darker green one with the stars would be pretty as well. So I'm going to use this light one so that you can see. Now I have this cut. I'm going to try to show you the best way to do this. I have this cut about 5 1/4 by 4, which is typically a layer. And so what I'm going to do is just take my green glue, and I'm going to stay in pretty far. So I don't want to be outside of that 1/4 of an inch. And I might put a couple dots in here just to secure this to the paper so it doesn't bow up or something. You can see where I can just add it to the heavier or the wider areas. And then I'm just going to put this in place here. Go ahead and fold this down, press it down, and because of all the shine on here, I want to make sure that it's going to be sticking good. So I'm going to give it a few seconds to grab a hold there. All right, next I have my deer cut out of our gold foil specialty paper. It's our brushed metallic paper actually. And we'll slide him in there. Isn't he so cute? I just really love the deer cutouts in the set. Really, they did an amazing job. All right, so now I took a Merry Christmas, and I can't tell you what that came from right off the top of my head. I can't think. So I used one of the specialty papers in this set, the one that has like a bokeh dots on it. And I just embossed a bunch of Merry Christmases on here in gold. I wanted them to be on a dark background, but I didn't want to add a lot more designer paper. So I cut this tag out of our, I'm forgetting it, and somebody just asked me what this die set was called, and I told them, no problem yesterday, but put me on camera, and boy, can I not remember something. This is our, oh goodness. Anyways, it has the circles and the squares, and it's the new set. If you don't have the set, I really should point this out. I'll find it for you, because if you don't have it, it's a great one to get during the sale. And there's so many that I want to tell you that you would want in your repertoire, but this one is, I use this all the time. If you have watched my video, Stylish Shapes, right there it is. And it's stitched, so it doesn't look like much here, but every piece has stitching around the edge. And so I don't know about you, but stitching and pokey dots or whatever just really make a die complete. It looks like you have put a lot of work into your project. All right, so last but not least is another piece from this set, and again in the gold, and I'm going to just glue it down with a little bit of green glue, and that's just going to be tucked right under here. And voila. And I could have popped this up with dimensionals. You can do that if you want to. And I did it on this card, as you can see here. It gives it a little bit more dimension. But as I was talking, I sort of forgot that part. So, all right. So there you can compare the two. I will show you what this one looks like. This one's going to look really cool as well with the deer behind it. So depending on which kit I pop in your bag, depends on which of those papers you get. So I just wanted you to see how cool all of them look. All right, so that is it for that card. And I'm going to just clean up here and pop over to the next one, and then we'll get started again. Okay, the next card comes from our Leaves of Holly bundle, and it has gorgeous, gorgeous die cuts in it. And we're not using the stamps in this set today. We're just using the dies. This is from our holiday catalog. And we're also using the Snowflake vellum paper, which I think I forgot to take this out. Let's grab these. So there are several different designs in there. There's some polka dots. I'm just using the one with either the snowflakes or the poinsettias on, or some have both. So I'm going to just grab those. And then this is the Holly designer paper. So we're just using some little pieces of that. And we're also going to use these little holly leaves, just the outside of them. There's also a piece we need that is, I used our glimmer paper in the white glimmer. So we need those. Those are the berries. And for the berries, I should say, because here's the berries, and then there's a little cutout piece to highlight that. So, all right. So what I'm going to do first, I just need to grab my cutter. I decided instead of cutting a 4-inch piece of paper and wasting it, I could get a lot more if I can get 4 of these pieces from one 6 by 12 inch piece. So I can get one more piece here because these are only 3 inches. Okay. And so then I can get a total of 8 pieces out of one sheet of paper. If I cut this at 4, I would only be able to get 6. Yeah, 6 total. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut right here because there's no paper underneath this piece. This is 1 1/4 inches. Actually, it's 1 1/2. So that will cover that whole slot there that's empty. So I just need to put this at my 1/2 inch mark and do a little slit there. Whoops. Now if I can pick it up, we'll be good to go. And let me just put this aside so we can start putting this together. Our cardstock is Mossy Meadow. And so what we're going to do, this piece will go on top. This piece will go on the bottom. And I'm just making sure that I have it turned the right way here. I might have turned that wrong. Let's see if this is right. Yeah, there we go. The reason I didn't cut those ahead was because I wanted them to match. So it's that it matches, but in case I have different pieces of paper, you would want them to have the same thing on there. It's like a flocking on the vellum, so it is just so stunning. It's just amazing. So all right, so what I want to do is I want to glue this down, but you know how vellum is. It's very tricky when you boy, I feel like my lights got dark. Okay, let me turn that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to just put glue on the spots where the flocking is so that it doesn't show. So I'm just going to dab a little bit on here in different areas. You can see where I'm dabbing like in the thicker areas so that it doesn't show. All right, let's turn that over, and we're going to have our typical framed edge, so about 1/8 of an inch on each side. So that's how I'm going to set that up. Just going to hold that down for a second because green glue does not do well on vellum. It sort of dries better when it sinks into the paper, and because vellum is not porous, it takes a little bit for that. So let's go ahead and do this piece next. And then we can put our Boughs of Holly designer paper over top of that. Guys, guess what? I was in Pittsburgh yesterday. Well, for the last 3 days, 2.5 days, we had on stage for Stampin' Up! And I have in my hands the new mini catalog that starts in January and the celebration catalog for January and February. And just to give you a little heads up, we are only having one celebration next year. So if you are one of my gals that likes to have a party during celebration, you need to holler and let me know, because it's, yeah, January and February are going to be very busy for me, as you know, if you know that my daughter is getting married on February 18th. So, so we will want to get some things on the calendar now. All right, so we have that done. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to just do one of these berries. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this. You can see that green glue really comes in handy. And I'm missing my small applicator. I think it's in my bag in the car. I haven't unloaded everything. I drove home yesterday morning and we had lunch with the kids here. So there we go. Okay, now before I finish putting the rest of this together, let me just scoot these things to the side. I need one of these. I have extras here. Let's get rid of those. I can't hold on to anything. I am working in a very cold room, and so my fingers are just not working. All right, so I want to, oh, here's my white piece. I have a white piece of paper, and I have this punch. And now, what did I say the punches are? The punches are on sale. The punches are 10% off. And you may have missed this punch, so let me just show you where it's at in the catalog, because I missed it for quite a while, and I'm so happy that I have it. It's this decorative circle punch, but it's not really a circle, but it's in the shape of a circle, but it has this large scallops on the edge, and it actually really looks nice. So I think that I might go ahead and stamp first. And we're stamping this in real Cherry Cobbler. Cherry Cobbler and Real Red go with this card because of the paper. The paper has some Real Red, it has some Cherry Cobbler. So I did use Real Red for the berries, and I'm using Cherry Cobbler for the words. So you could use either. You could also do Mossy Meadow if you wanted to. So I'm going to stamp that. And let me just stamp 3 of them real quick, because this page will be done then. And we can choose the best one, right? In case I mess up. Alright, so I just need to make sure that's fit in there well. And I'm going to do it at, I want it, you can see it's not straight, so this is very forgiving. It doesn't matter how you stamp it, it's going to look good, because that's the key. You just make it look like it's supposed to not be straight. And it looks like I took all my dimensionals, so I'm going to just, I have this little, this piece of the sheets that are dimensional, so we're just going to pop 2 of those off here. Which might be a reason I didn't use dimensionals on that previous card. Go figure, right? It didn't dawn on me at the time, but okay. So we're just going to pop this here. And then I'm going to, I really do want some dimensional on this. I only want dimension on the one side. Sorry, I'm going to just do a little piece here. We'll have a couple more pieces then if we need it. So I'm going to add some green glue to this side. I smeared it all off. There we go. And then I will just pop this dimensional piece. As you can see, the dimensionals that peel off are so much easier than this for tiny things. And this is not meant for tiny things. And then I'm just going to pop that on the edge there. So the glue will stick to my tag, which is already popped up, so I don't want to pop that up more. I should have probably tucked my leaf under here first, because I do want it to go under where that dimensional is. So let's just get some green glue on here. And let me just see if I can pop that up a little bit. Come on, sticky thing. And we'll stick him under here. There we go. Now you can lay back down. All right. So how quick and easy was that card? This would be a very quick Christmas card. And very stunning because it's got some shimmer. It's got this beautiful vellum that has texture on it. It just looks and feels very nice. Okay, so let me clean up. We'll go to the next card. Okay, so the next project is this lovely card. You can see there's a lot of fun stuff going on there. For this one, I used the set that I've been loving and you've been seeing a lot of me do, is this new Frame Florets bundle. So this is coming out in the annual, not in the mini catalog in January, but it is a pre-order. I want to say a pre-order or a preview or a little mini sneak peek of something that you can purchase now. Of course, there are things in including this beautiful designer series paper, and I don't have all of it here to show you, but you have seen me use it before. I did several videos with this set, and this paper is only available this month, or while supplies last, I want to say, because it could sell out and be over before the end of the month, as well as there are little swirl shapes we're not using today, so I don't have those in here, but this is just a fabulous set. I think almost everybody that sees it goes like, oh, I mean, we just have not had these beautiful oval and medallion looking things before. So really, really fun to have. All right, so we're using Evening Evergreen cardstock. So we will get that folded here. And then I have some cherry cobbler, and I ran this through with the Merriest Moments hybrid folder. So I thought I'd show you this just in case you didn't recognize the embossing folder, because you might realize that you have this already. And it's really a lovely, lovely stamp set. I've been using this quite a bit. I really like the poinsettias in there. Okay, so then this is the paper that came with the Frame Florets bundle. So let's just get these pieces glued down. We're not doing anything special with them. They are just our background accent pieces. And again, this is an 1/8 inch around each side, about. Put a little more adhesive on there since it's embossed. And this should just go right up against the other piece, but if it doesn't, I'm going to just make sure that my border looks even. Okay, and now I have cut the frame from the floret frames out of our gold, actually this is the brush metallic foil paper, and I have one that I messed up, it scooted on me, but I'm going to use that one myself because I know that I'm going to be able to cover this bottom piece up. Okay, if I can get my glue going. I must have had it open too long. I always rather squeeze it hard on my scrap paper than on my design that I want to glue down. Alright, I'm going to place that down here. And actually, just because I don't have that glued very well, I'm going to stamp quickly my saying and get it in there, because this has to fit exactly inside of that. It was cut with the same die. And I want to make sure that I have that in there straight, or not straight, but because my my outline is not complete, it might be gluing down differently, so that looks pretty good. Okay, All right, so that's the base. We are going to stamp this with one of the stamps from the Frame Floret set, this little one right here, this little bunch of stamps. And it's not meant to be a Christmas set, but I thought that when colored with Christmas colors, it looked very festive and Christmassy. So I decided I'm using it for Christmas. I'm going to pull in my Stamparatus. And I have it set up so that we can just pop the cutout piece in here. And I will ink this up good. Make sure that's up in the corner. And press, press, press. Give it a second to transfer. And voila. Now we're ready to color it. I'm going to just put this back here. Grab my markers. We're going to use blends for this one. Okay, so let me just start with my centers so that I don't make a mistake and not get those colored in yellow. And for that, I'm using Dark So Saffron. Not using that one. Okay, I'm going to start out with my light Cherry Cobbler. And we're going to do all of these flowers. And cherry. And I will tell you, I'm going to change to the other tip because red is one of the colors you do not want to run too close to the edge because it does tend to bleed a little bit. And I don't want it to look messy, so this tip is a little bit finer for me. This is more of the blending tip. It's a firm tip, but I'm not going to bore you with all of the coloring. I'm going to go to my darker color and just add a little bit of highlight in there while that's still wet. A little bit of shade, I should say shading, not highlight. Just to give a little darkness to the center of the flower. And I guess I should just finish that flower for you. At least you can see the whole flower. I typically start with the brush tip and then if I want to work the shading in, if I have a large area and I really want to get rid of an edge, this firmer tip really presses in good, and you can do heavier blending. And blending for these alcohol markers just happens by pressing the color into the paper, and then you can really see it on the back, and sometimes it will come through, so you want to be careful where you're what surface you have it on. Okay, let's do a little bit of green real quick, and then let's see, I started with the dark. I don't usually start with the dark, so I'm just gonna highlight here a little bit. Let's go ahead and do this one. And then I will just use the blending tip and show you how to just blend that color in. This light is actually still quite dark, but I could see where my previous lines were, so I wanted to blend them a little bit. You want to see the shading, but not necessarily the lines. And sometimes it's okay, but if I press that, I can press that color out a little bit and into the background. Okay? All right, so magic of television. And now we'll do some Cherry Cobbler here. This is for those of you that have not invested in the alcohol markers and you have regular markers, so you'll see that it's pretty. I can't shade, of course, with it, but these markers still are, like I said, classic, and you can use them for pretty much anything. You don't want to take time to color stripes or dots, but you certainly could do that yourself if you choose. Okay. And then we will pop that up with some dimensionals. Actually, I didn't, but I think I can. I can, right? Give myself permission to do that. That was nice of me. Let me grab a baby one here for the top. I don't want it to show. All right, let's get these babies off of here. And that's just going to sit in the doorway here. A little welcome. Now, I have the cutest little thing here. I wanted a wreath on the door, but I tell you what, this door is pretty small. So we figured out that the wreath from the barn is on here very beautifully. And you can even pop it up with baby dimensionals. And wait till you see how cute this is. Now, I put it at the top last time. I think I'm going to hang it a little lower. I want to hang it here. And I wanted a bow on here, so we're just going to cover up that little bow right there with this beautiful evening evergreen in color ribbon. And did it come off? Yeah. So I tried to tie them very tiny so that they would cover up. That's a little bit large, but you can make it a little smaller if you want to. Okay, so that is it. Now, I did have somebody say that I should have put one of our black matte dots here for the door handle, and I didn't do that, but you can certainly do that because that would look really awesome. Or even if you have a black rhinestone or something like that, that would look cool. All right, that is it. I just want to remind you that the sale starts tomorrow, the 15th through the 18th. I think that I don't have the host code showing, but I will put that in the comments or in the description so that you can click on that link and you can order using the host code, and you will get these projects if your order is over $40. And then, of course, if you bump it up to 50 or more, you can also get a free, one of your hearts for your frequent shopper orders. So I hope that you have a great week, and I will see you next Monday, right before Thanksgiving. Can you believe it's almost here? And